Alright guys and gals, let's wrap up the Robot World Roller Coaster Park by Lego City. This is set number 60421, contains 986 bricks, retails for $99.99. And this set was provided by the Lego Group for early review. And yeah, that's it. And that's what we have done, and that's bags 1 through 6. So in today's installment, we're going to be focusing on bags 7 through 9, and we got the track pieces and one of these rings. So we're getting ready to wrap it up here. And those bricks do not belong with that. And yeah. So we have a bunch of accessories, and it comes with minifigures and the K-pop singer and all that stuff. Or maybe it could be a park attendant. And it does come with that brick separator too. And that's all the stickers we have. 1, 2, 3. So, for the most part, the stickers on this are pretty evenly spaced out. You're not just constantly just doing stickers. Alright, so, yeah, and that's where we're going to start with. Let me find bag 7. I found 7 and 9. Oh, there's 8. Okay, good. Alright, let's begin with bag 7. Let's do it. Yeah, I need to find me that little tray still. I think I have one that my dad's pills came in. It's like a file tray. I may use that. We used to use for his medications and stuff. I'll just put all my bricks in there. Or just a paper plate would suffice. Alright, we got a little bag in there. And so far I'm happy with the build. It's just the parts are scratched. I think the last installment we were talking about, this set was already down to a 6. Let's hope it doesn't go any lower. And let me turn that down. Discord only goes off when I'm actually ready to film. So we need some track pieces and all that stuff for the step. But before we can even think about it, we got to put together, it looks like the Grim Reaper. Look at all these round pieces. I wish they were in a brighter color than medium stone gray. Ooh, a record piece. You may need those for a tutorial. I don't know how many of those we're getting in there. At least that's printed. Well, I have a feeling this is going to get caked with stickers. Let's see here. I'm trying to find the minifigure stuff. Usually Lego is kind of cool on this. They start with the figures first. So you actually have to start piecing together things. And I don't have a whole lot of room here. Let me lay the stupid robot thing down. I feel like it's going to fall and break. And this set has been built through the duration of about 6 days, I believe. And today is... What is today? The 17th of May, 2024. So I had to attend my dad's funeral the other day, and that went along. That was relaxing to do. So relaxing, you know, more like a family meetup than anything else, and which is fine. It wasn't depressing. My dad played all his 60s rock and stuff like that. So that's what we did. And it wasn't like your typical funeral. Everybody was mostly getting up and dancing and stuff. So that's probably what he wanted. Oh, it comes with the game controller. Well, that's cool. You can always use that. So for the most part, that's what we'll be doing today is this. And yeah. Oh, he's got a double-sided head. Let's put the happy face. We got to think happy thoughts. That's kind of scary. It's like his face is painted. Like Grim Reaper, and that's all he is right there. Alright. And I'm going to try to do is review this whole set and get it done here really quick. I got another one that looks interesting that I want to build. I don't know how bad it's going to be, how scratched or banged up, but it looks interesting. Oh, that's right. We were talking about putting this on a turntable. You know, I got all this robot stuff. I think it's fine the way it is. Do I really? You know what? Something in my gut is telling me to, Jay, you need to do it now. So let me set all this up over here. And then we're going to do that real quick. And yeah, you know, with my reviews, I don't script these. And I say that in every video because some people will still comment years later and going, you know, you could have done that better. Well, you know, everything's ad lib. All right. I don't think you're supposed to pick it up there, but I did. Okay, we don't need that right now. Put that over there. And the reason why I'm putting it on here to just be easier to mess with it now. And I found the stuff to put my cleats in. And it'd be a good math problem for my Let's Math It channel. Because who doesn't love math? Because I want to make sure these cleats are centered in here perfectly. I don't want to have to spend half a day trying to do it. And I may just make a newer piece of wood. This one's kind of warped. Alright. And what I'm going to do here is turn the camera this way. And then, now we can start on this big thing right here. That means I can come in here or just push it forward. And then... Yeah, but I swear, the only time I meet up with my family is on weddings and funerals. I'm the last of my bloodline too, which is kind of sad, but that's a long story in itself. Okay, so right here is a good safe spot to work. Right now we're focused, I think, here. I got to find a round, transparent brick. Yeah, we're putting this right in here. Can you see what I'm doing? It's at the very bottom of your screen. All right. What I could do is, I think we're just doing accessories at this point. Yeah. I think that's what we're doing. Yeah, this looks like a nice little fun park. And what else do we have here? Well, I'm starting to see more 1x5 plates. So, hey, you know what? I'm happy if we can get those. That's an odd size. Oh, and I was right. You're going to have to put stickers on these. And that's sticker number 13. Let me find that real quick here. Which is this one right here. So, must be some kind of a computer monitor. Yeah, I saw my grandma. She finally had upgraded and finally got a smartphone. And for some reason, I asked her for her number and she would not give it to me at all. I thought, okay, fine. I thought, well, oh, we get 2 game controllers. I thought, well, I'll remember that when I need to call you for something. Oh, wait a minute, I can't. You know, and you just get to that point. I'm sure everybody's got a family member that does that. Oh, I don't want to give you my number. Why? I don't even really call you to begin with, but okay. There you go. And then, where does that go? Are we not done with that yet? Oh, it goes right here. See how nice this is with the turntable? Because now I can just point there and I have to rotate it. And then we got to take the other one. So we're probably going to be consuming stickers And that's sticker number 12. Okay. Got one more left. I wonder how long that's going to last. I'm hoping it's not on the very last bag because I'd like to get all the graphics done here. But I'm kind of glad yesterday, though, everything is done and over and done with. Now I can think of happy thoughts now instead of... Last time I was actually at a cemetery, or a funeral for that matter, was well over 10 years ago, actually. And then this probably goes over here. That's exactly where that goes. So just little gaming consoles right there. So far, they just give you a portion of something here, which is fine. I'm sure this is probably meant to be a lot bigger. I know they have a new designer for City. And, yeah, well, we got to put 3 of these. And you're going to have to lift this thing up a little bit. Okay. Stick these in here like that. So that tells me we're going to be... Oh, you know what? It looks like we're going to be attaching something here. Huh. Well, we won't know that until later, huh? I used to use these for the power function lights. I would use this just to anchor my lights down. Oh, that's falling out. Oh, we have to ding that down a little bit, huh? Anything else comes up, I have to start dropping down to like a 5 something. Okay, now we got to start building a nice tall column. So let's get going here. And a 16 stud long shaft. These are good for making the trees, like the spruce trees, because they're pretty long. I need to order some more 32 by 32 stud shafts or cross axles. Now, if you don't have those, you can also just use the regular round rods. They'll fit in those too. And you just use those. Well, I'll tell you one thing. I think this... Ooh. Just this week alone, I've had more fast food and takeout than anything. I told my mom, I was like, I'm making a home-cooked meal. I said, I can't take anymore. Oh, yeah. I said, no, I'm going to be cooking. And I said, I have to. I said, I can't take any more unhealthy garbage. You know? Oh, it's not unhealthy. I'm thinking, yeah, it is. I'm tired of eating slop. I want to make something yummy that takes hours to cook. The other day we went out to a restaurant, which is kind of unusual. And usually when I go out to a restaurant, it's just myself. Oh, wait a minute. What am I doing? I got to put these on individually. Try putting that all on there at once would be impossible. See? It's just easier to do them one at a time. But I'm like, I can't take any more of this. My nephew loves fast food. And I'm like, me. Okay, we're supposed to put 6 of those on there. Oh, I made a mistake. I have to take all that off. I wasn't paying attention. I got to put a plate in there. Right in there. It's like, well, why are we like that? Does it matter? Can I pull that all off at once? Kind of. I just got to put it all back on there again. And yeah, I do make mistakes in these for those who are just tuning in. You know, that's the point about showing the build progress, because I don't do things right the first time. It's okay, everybody makes mistakes. Some mistakes are costly, but this one here only costs time and wear and tear on the hands. And, maybe I could stick both those on there. There we go. Now it's how that's supposed to be. And this goes right here. Right there. And I gotta go check on some stuff. And I'm back. Okay. I am processing a video and I'm getting ready to do a review edit on something else. Yes, there's lots of reviews. I have over 6 weeks of reviews to do. And it's that kind of thing, you know, you're going to have to do them. And, well, I have to do them. You can just, you know, you just have to watch. But I got to get all these reviews done, and I have a bunch of stuff. I got a tutorial that I want to build. I'm still working on it right now. You won't see it till 2025 unless you're on my YouTube memberships in Patreon. You will see it quickly. Everyone else will have to wait. Okay. Matter of fact, now I have my YouTube comments set up to where YouTube members get answered first. In fact, I'm going to write up something to where it'll, anytime a YouTube member comments on a video, it'll send it a text message on my phone so I can easily reply back. I mean, that's part of the, we got to have some perks. And that's only $2 a month. I thought about this channel. I thought, really, there's no need for it on here. Alrighty, and I hope you can see what I'm doing, but that's what we built there. I don't know if we're done with that. So you tell the track's probably going to go onto this here. And that's what it is. Right there. And now we got to get out the big bulk bag, and I need a curved tile. Or did I not even open this bag up? Well, let's use the one that's already open first. Well, that's not it. Well, that's what we need there. Alright, well, it took a while, but now we're going to have to open the bag. So now, I found the track piece. I don't have a lot of tracks to begin with, so. So now we have a way for the cart to go down. There you go. So now you can fall off into the void. Now we're putting in the fun stuff. Oh, we got more tracks. So if you want to play the arcade for free, you got to go on the roller coaster. There you go. It's kind of cool. And then 2 lime green tiles. I'd like to get into roller coasters. I got carts. I just need the tracks. The best thing is to make the tracks different colors and stuff. Would be really cool. And we need 2 more, and then we're going to be working on the outside right here. Somebody asked me, do you have to have the turntable to build this stuff? No, but it's nice because you don't have to pick things up. Ooh, that, oh, you know why? Because that's offset there. There we go. And this one goes up here. Like that. So it's just basically, what is this, like a helix? Spiral? Basically, we're building a toy with a toy. I like the color scheme on this. The black is kind of not so fun, but I see why they did the black. And now we're going to be working right here. And I think you'll be able to see everything that I'm doing. Right. Obviously it's not powered. And then they have one here that kind of drops. That's what we're looking for there. Well, that's the wrong kind of drop. I can't use that. And I'm done with that bag. This is the one we need. Yeah, I kind of regret not getting that red roller coaster. I know a few friends have, and they say it's really cool. And I thought, well, at that time, I had a bunch of stuff going on, and I wasn't going to drop, what was it, $200 into it, but I regret it. I'm sure you can buy all these pieces in this color and make a green one, too. Oh, so that's as far as we go. Now we're going to have to put these tracks back. There's 3 more track pieces. So I have a feeling we're going to be merging around here like this, but now we're going to have to build some more stuff here. Okay. Don't know what that does yet. We'll figure it out eventually. I'm checking my computer just to see how good I'm processing a set build right now. And oh, we got our last sticker. That means bags 8 and 9, we don't have to worry. And we need sticker number 7, which is this one right there. Alright, we're done with that. I don't need that anymore. I'm going to stick it on the tile first. Some of you say stick it while there's another piece. Yeah, it's a lot easier. So I do have to agree there. And, oh, okay, I see what we're building. Too bad that wasn't printed. You know why? It's a DJ mixing station. That's what it is. Sometimes it's easier to set the turntable base on there and to stick that in there. We're all talking about arthritis. What will we do? Just find other ways to snap parts in. Pushing parts down is one thing, but taking them up is another issue. I knew somebody on another website that used to do a lot of the mixing stuff. He was really good about the dubstep mixing. And that goes way up here on the top with the safety rail. It goes right in the middle of this flat plate here, and looks like it hangs, or no, it stays flush right here, so that's where it's supposed to be. And it tilts automatically, so you could tilt it like that or just leave it. You can leave it resting up right here. Well, you can't see that, huh? Okay, see this right here, how it's hinged? Probably better just to rest it on that. And now we're not done yet, folks, because we're going back and we're working on more stuff right now. And I'm going to put a longer lever on this so it's easier for me to release it. Alright, set this plate inside those tubes, or those pegs. Alright, and for the most part though, I am satisfied with the build. There is some accessories. Is it redundant? No. We're at a 6 right now, just because of the scratched parts. And I think Lego should have done something better. What's supposed to go in there? Oh. I'm not even paying attention. But I'm hoping today. Oh yeah, the day after the funeral. Boy, I slept. All that stress is finally gone. Like, I don't have to worry about my dad and being in pain and stuff anymore. So all right. Yeah, so I've been trying to catch up because I always have everything planned a month in advance when I do the Lego stuff, and I'm trying now to catch up. I should have had about half these reviews done. How many reviews? As of right now, I only have 3 reviews fully done. Like, ready to go. All assets, thumbnails. I just gotta wait for the embargo date to lift. And yeah, I'm already there, and I just have to wait until Lego says, okay, now you can post it. And we got to build 2 of these here. And once I get to release them, then I can mark them off the list. But then, here comes the paperwork. I have to do all that paperwork. When I'm done, I'm like, oh, well, there goes my week. So I'm going to try to get done with as much as I can and just get it out of the way. Inverted bows are always cool to have. Sorry if you can't see that. And this goes here. Oh, it's like a game controller. I think that's what we're building. Okay, well, that's exactly what we're building. Honestly, though, it's a nice, colorful build. I'm not going to lie there. Okay, I skipped a step. This is supposed to go in there. Yeah, some people in my family think what I do, this is stuff that I'm doing at my age, is very silly. But when I was over there at the cemetery, boy, a lot of them reeked of tobacco, and I'm like, well, you're making fun of me for this. Oh, to me, this is relaxing. And Lego's exceptionally cheaper, too. And filling my lungs with all that bad stuff. I know, the family sure recognized me. I didn't recognize anybody else. Wow, you still look the same after all these years? You still look like you're in your 20s. I'm like, oh, okay, thank you. One was like, what's your secret? And I looked at it and said, that's why. I don't put that in my mouth. Well, these must be the shoulder buttons. Okay, where does that go now? Okay, it goes right on that shaft right there. Well, you can't see that, huh? We're getting to that point now where everything's bouncing around here, so this just kind of pokes right in there. Right in there. Now this thing's kind of becoming kind of silly. Just kind of wiggle it really slow, and that's how it's supposed to be in. And yeah, that is what we have remaining for bag 7. Alright, now we're going to move on to bag 9. Or 8, my bad. I wish it was 9. I really want to see how this thing turns out. Sorry if you can't see anything right now. See what I mean? I'm constantly moving the camera around, and it's it's kind of more of a hassle. Oh, Lego! I'm hoping that ain't scratch. Ooh, I can use these. Oh, wow, Lego! Look at that. Do I have something black to show you? Look at that right there. That is heavily scratched. Lego, why are you sending me used parts? I mean, look at this. That's uncalled for. Got to drop it down to a 5. You're really forcing my hand to do so. Alright. Guys and gals, this is a fun set. I'm enjoying it. It's a nice build. I'm engaged with it. but I'll still fail it. If it's not, Lego could have stopped that right at bag 1. They could have stopped that before any of this. That's a nice piece too. This would be good for like space or something. Well, it's scratched up. So, and this is one thing I got to start including in my reviews. Note, you may get scratched or damaged pieces in your set. Lego said they don't like hearing that. Well, fix it. That's all you got to do. Put this in its own bag or put a few of these in there. Fix it. Okay? It's not that hard. So what if you have to charge an extra 20 cents per set? Fix it. So we're going to do our minifigures. And yeah. Lego, just fix it. Because this nonsense here, that's getting irritating. It's also getting irritating. I know some of you don't like me complaining, but it's irritating when I have to fail a good set. Like, this looks like a really good build. Why did it get an F? So, yeah. I'm looking for minifigure parts now. Well, Jay, it's a kid's toy. Oh, yeah, but not for $100. It should not come in this condition. I like that torso. I think I know somebody sig fig that actually has that. If his torso, you know, somebody who joins our group regularly is like, dude, if I can find it, I got your sig fig. And if that's the torso he's using, I will put him in my rotations for thumbnails. If you've ever watched my, or if you look at my thumbnails on YouTube, those are all sig figs. And more regulars we get in our Discord group, I get to know you, and they say, hey, can you put, you know, I think it's level 20 or 25, I'll put your sig fig in there in the thumbnails. And that's what I usually do, is rotate them. Alright, also we got shoulder length hair on this guy. And yeah, I had shoulder length hair before, and I don't miss that one, but I do miss the curtains though. Yeah. Oh, we should keep the grumpy look on this kid, because that's all grouch. He's mean. He's angry. You know what? Let's do that, because the set's all scratched now. So we're going to give him the angry look, because he's, well, let's keep it family friendly. Oh, they didn't give him broccoli hair. They gave him curly hair. I would have gave him the broccoli hair. The one with the fade, and just be like, there you go. He'd have fit the part perfectly. And that's it for figures. Pretty cool. Let me set these guys over here. And now we are building, looks like the last part of this here, right there. So now, it probably goes here. Now, what I'm going to have to do is slide this off and build it up here. Yeah, but anyways, though, I will fail a set just because it's packed really bad. I've seen Lego only a handful of times pack things accordingly. And those sets get pretty good grades. I'm not asking them to hand pack each brick. That's really wasteful. You know, it's like some people grade on discoloring bricks. They come from different molds, different lots. I'm not going to sit there and grade on that, because, you know, that's one thing. Color variances or slight variances, I'm not going to throw a fit over that, you know. Stickers, a little bit, but I've learned to accept it. I've had a few people in the community tell me why they do that, so I kind of just say, okay, I look at things differently. But scratched pieces for a $100 set, that's unacceptable. That's quality control. And yeah, that's where I have the issues with it. And these are in pearl gold or warm gold. I don't know, when somebody in my group says, Jay, on these sets that Lego's talking about, are you going to give them bad reviews? I said, well, if I get the sets, I will. Well, I got the sets now, and some people expect me to roast these. I only roast them as I see them. And for stuff like this, you know, when I get the set in my clutches, it's like, but when I look at the box, it looked interesting, you know, and I can't base a set off of the box, but That's why I always labeled the video at the very beginning, first impressions. Is the box catching my interest? Does it look like an interesting build? And then we will go from there. And if it is interesting, then we'll deal with it. Like this, looked pretty interesting. It looks fun. And I'm sure with a bad failing grade, it will be really fun. But we don't know yet. We do not know. And yeah, let's get this built here. That one did not want to go on. I gotta remember there's 5 of these and 1 plate. 1 plate. And my project is still processing. Isn't that cool? So I'm multitasking today. And I found my parabolic ring. Okay, plate, a ring, and a plate. These are good for making spruce trees and stuff, or cobwebs. Gray, I don't know so much. You could use gray for that if you want. And yeah. Boy, the morning doves are sure out thick today. Oh yes, it's like 9:30 in the morning, but today is my day off. Well, yeah, so I don't have to do anything today. So we're going to stick this thing on here first. They say the slope, but I always like starting with the big stuff, working my way out to the smaller stuff. And that goes there. Okay. I like it when steps are real simple because I don't want to have to think. That tells me we usually use these for snapping things in, so I have a feeling this is going to snap in with something. Or it could be just used as a decorative piece. Okay. Alright. Yeah, I got the harnesses for my speakers. I got one put in. I got to put the speaker cover on my dash is kind of getting on the dry, brittle side, so I have to redo one of the standoff posts. It was just completely brittle, so I'm going to have to 3D print one out and epoxy it in there and to repair it. And yeah, that's kind of not what I wanted to work on, but I thought, well, I'm just going to put the speakers and change them out. These are kind of like a step up from the factory, but I wanted to find something to fit in the dash. I didn't want to have to do any modifications. And they sound pretty good for what they are. The speakers are only like 15 bucks a piece. And I read some of the reviews, oh, they're good, but they're an upgrade, but they're not going to give you booming sound. I think, well, these are 4x6 dash speakers. I don't care if they have booming sound. I just need to replace the rattling ones in there, because they were rattling not because they were blown out, because the paper inside is just brittle. So the thing that attaches to the basket has been the voice coil. I can't remember the name of it. It's like a tan piece that connects the voice coil to the diaphragm on the bottom of the basket, and it's separated. So it's like, man, these don't sound very good. And one of them, the paper's just disintegrated, and the mid-range tweeter's just coming apart. And I thought, well, I just need to get it working just enough. So that's what I did. And I found somebody at one of the big box stores that was selling these things, but they said they weren't supposed to fit in my truck. I thought, well, they looked identical, so I bought them. And I plugged them in there, and sure enough, they fit perfectly like the factory ones. And I thought, this wasn't even designed for my vehicle, and yet it fits. So I was like, okay, well, there we go, because I didn't want to cut the factory harness out. So that's what I did. Because I'm keeping this vehicle. It's 30 years old, and I want to restore it. And I don't want to mess with electronic stuff in there. If you start cutting wires, you know, even if you solder it back together, it's never going to work quite right again. So for me, I just want to get it working the way it's supposed to. And yeah, so pretty much, I got all that figured out. So I haven't got that spring out of my door yet. I'm going to try tackling that today. Next week we're going to be in the 70s and 60s, so I'm going to do it when it's cool. Because I get irritable when it's hot, so I'm like, no, I don't want to mess with it just yet. So I'm hoping to get that door done. Rebuild it. I got some new sound dampening material that I'm going to put in there and start quieting up the car. When I get the doors rebuilt, I'm going to just pop out all the seats. I'm going to take out the carpet and redo the sound dampening in there. And I got to figure out when I want to. Still debating on pulling out the dash and just completely rebuilding that, but dashboards are different, you know. In my car, the dashboard just folds down, but that requires me to get a steering wheel puller and pulling that off, and yeah, I don't feel comfortable doing that. If I don't feel comfortable, I won't do it. So, that's one thing my dad was going to help me do all that. Well, we were going to do all that. It was going to help show me how to pull the steering wheel off and stuff. Now I got to sit down and watch YouTube videos on how to do it. So now Google's not going to replace my dad by any means. But we were supposed to do that. I want to take the seats out and all that stuff. Clean everything down. Just clean the upholstery. My seats don't have any rips in them, so I'm going to just really deep clean everything. Basically, when I'm done, it's going to have that new car smell. I'm going to put that in there. The carpeting's still pretty good. It's not stained or anything. And the sun visors will have to be redone. I'm going to have to learn how to use a sewing machine to patch and mend those back up. Ooh, well, we're really overflowing off the table here. I'll show you what this looks like once we get all this secured. I can't get strong enough to show it to you. That's what it looks like right there. But yeah, I've said this a million times, but just give your parents a hug. Because that may be the last time you'll ever see them again. I'm not trying to scare anybody, but, you know. Okay, it is the right color. But, you know, life happens, and that's just how it is. See how flimsy that is? Not, uh-oh. Not good. We're experiencing failure here. Alright. And some more Nexel night shields. And these things. Yeah, we went out for lunch the other day. We went to this place that's locally owned. And they serve pretty good food. They give you a lot of it. And, you know, it's averagely priced for today's standards. And I'll be going back there. And it's in town. And they served fish and chips, but it was the beer batter, which I hate. But this was okay. It was something I can tolerate. And everybody says, "Oh, you like that now? We're going to have to come back out here all the time." I said, "No." I said, "I'm going to go to the beach and get my fish. Get a fish and chips platter." Oh, so. And this restaurant is right in the middle of an industrial area. It just looks like an industrial building. Like a warehouse. You go inside and it's a full-fledged restaurant. Nice inside. All that stuff. It just on the outside looks very bland with just a little sign on the outside of the business. He would never have known. It was like a lot of like farm equipment and machinery sales and all that stuff, and there's this little restaurant there, so I bet that's why they have it there. I mean, when we were in there at lunchtime, this place was packed. And they know everybody's name that goes in there. I was new, so they didn't know me, but that's what we went after the funeral. Alright, let's take our scratch parabola dish and put that there. I bet that's where the robot is going to stand. Matter of fact, I'll guarantee you that's what these holes are for, to set on these two pegs right here. I'll bet you anything that's what those are for. Oh. The little girl is still jogging. She's got a long ways to go to get to the fun part. Alright, and we need this last ring here. Get off my sofa so it doesn't fall. And they show that the cross-axle portions go in these two areas. So I'm assuming it's not critical at this point, but I don't know. But we're going to shove that in there. Well, I'm going to attempt to shove it in there. It's just kind of buckling. There we go. And then push it all the way in. And these, yeah, this would be critical. You know why? Because in these opposite corners here, they require these. So, well, no, maybe the robot sits on that. I thought he was going to turn or something. Well, we're not done yet, but then we got some random trash can here in the corner. But if it's going up against this, it would make more sense. Okay, skip 2 studs and place this rail here. Oh, don't worry, I'll do a close-up here in a second. Yeah, today's graduation commencement for the local colleges. That's like, I am so glad I don't have to go to college anymore. I know my nephew's graduating, so he wants me to go. And yeah, I'm going to be showing up to that. And now we got to merge these two things together. Well, how do you hold that in there? Let's see here. Can you see what I'm doing? Yes, you can. I'm going to wiggle this in here. But see, it's buckling. It won't even go in. Okay, that one's in. It's hard to hold because you got all these slopes here. I feel like I'm going to break it. And I'm pushing down on the peg. So just, you're going to have to put one in here and just kind of wiggle the other one in place and set it in there. And then after that, they want to put these in here. You're going to have to slide that one in there. Yeah, there we go. And then we have this one here, which is, this is printed, which is nice. These are good for like making factories and stuff. There we go. And then we continue that on here along the side. Yes, printed pieces cost a lot. If you ever go through Pick-a-Brick and you're buying printed parts, they're expensive, but hey, I don't mind spending money for printed pieces because they're better. I don't have to fight with stickers, and if they're crooked, that's Lego's problem, not mine. And yes, the oils from your hands will break that down eventually, so you're just very careful with it here. And there we go. And we're just about done here with this. And yeah, so these just hang over. I was like, oh, and hold underneath here too. Just stick your finger in and really press it in, because this plate is not that sturdy. So just do it like that and hold it down underneath there. And that's how you do it, like that. And that's it for bag 8. And no pieces remaining. So yes, this set is already big. It's growing. This is still kind of flimsy, but I think once we put our tracks in here, it won't be too bad. So this may be a model that I may have to do 2 scenes. I don't know how I'm going to rotate it yet. Let's do a quick run through on it here real fast. You know, I may have to pull it out and rotate it like this. Or just because, yeah, so this is going to be one of those sets where it's big and you can't rotate it as easily. Alright, looks like bag 9 is cars and finishing up stuff. Okay. so far, what did we say our score was on this set? Was a 5 because of this. So yeah, I mean, there we go. And I hope nothing's banged up in here and scratched. Yeah, but this is a nice color scheme for this. I wasn't too sure of the black, but it makes the blue and the purple and the green tracks pop out and stuff like that. So, all right. This is going to be kind of in the way here, so this may be a slow build after all. And of course, we need these. I'll set those over here. Okay. So we have these tracks that go in here. It's like that game Operation. You got to be careful not to touch the sides. There we go. And now my dad saw this and he thought it looked fun. Because I get the stuff here and he's like, "Oh, that looks interesting." Let me see what it looked like when it's done. Now, yeah, we know the story to that, but for the most part, Doe will have it done today. Okay. And one of these. Okay, I need that though. So setting this up, so how am I going to review it? I think what I'm going to do is after I'm done with this, I'm going to do the review, and then I'm going to do the minifigures. I'm going to do the minifigures last. I'll set it all up, and we'll do that. That's how I'm going to do it. And, ooh, that's not really going to be easy to put that on there. We don't need that. Kind of cool. This set pretty much has almost all the essential parts to make a decent roller coaster, a small one. Okay, and this goes here. Now, I have to be careful because this is floating in space, so I can't just press that down like I want to. So if you're working on this, make sure you're working on a really good flat surface. If Lego's done correctly and everything's interlocked, you won't have to worry about it. And then now, we come out here. So getting these parts in here are going to be kind of a chore now. And then, looks like we just got to join these two sections up. Okay. And so far, it's a big set. I just wish it wasn't all scratched and banged up. Okay, now we got to work on the inside. So we're just missing one part here. So just imagine you're going down here. You better hope your car flies and hits the other track. That's a round plate. Alright. And then let's do that. Alrighty. That is done. And then this goes right here between these two pillars. So it looks like we just have to slip it underneath like this and then work one in at a time. There you go. That's not too bad. I would have had that going down, but and then we put all the tracks in, so now it's almost ready to go for the ride. Well, it's not wiggling in right. Wiggle! Come on, get in there. There we go. And then this piece here. I do have some roller coaster tracks, but I don't have a hole where I can make a complete loop. So now we have, and you can't see a whole lot, my bad, but we just connected this up here. When these sets get grotesquely big, it's hard to work with them. I think the tiles are just meant for added security. Yeah, we need 3 of those. Yep. This one right down here. You can't see, you can barely see it. This one's floating in space. And then we got to make 3 mine carts. So that's pretty much now what we're starting with, is the mine carts. Yeah, so far I am satisfied with the set. It's just the condition of the parts. I know people hate me being blunt about it, but and then let's flip these over. Which way did they go? Okay, we want the hitch portion right at the end here, like that. So, see. Yeah, this thing's going to go clunkety clunk on the wall for a while. It's going to scratch up my walls. Yeah, I'll get through it. Yeah, you may want to hold underneath these. I wouldn't press down on these. They're not quite stable. Okay, clips are supposed to go inside, probably for the handlebars. The safety bars, got to make sure it's safe. I hate roller coasters, but they're just kind of cool. I've never been on one, and I just don't like them. I like to have control. I like to take control of the controls. Free falling is not my favorite thing. And then I hear the phone ring, and I'm not getting it. This is me time. I don't want to be bothered. And building this stuff, though, is not really a chore for me. It's just reviewing it is not fun. Now, eventually, this channel is going to be like that, where we'll just do we'll play with it as we go. I'm not going to run through all the features, and the build will be the review eventually. I'll have to do an audience poll to see if that's what they prefer. Some people don't want to watch the whole build. I don't blame them. We don't have a whole lot left. So yeah, I'm going to set it up, and we'll save the minifigure review for dead last, because I'll have to pull the figures off. So after I'm done with this, I'll do the review. Then I will do the thumbnail. Then I'll come in and do the 360 spin tour and demonstration, and we'll do the close-up tour. And then I'll save the minifigures for dead last. Oh, she's almost at the fun part. Look, she's almost there. She can see the sign at the entrance. You got to pay for admissions and stuff, so that's what she's waiting for now. So, once I'm done piecing this together, and then these are the handlebars, the cattle guards. So I guess you can fold them down like that to keep the minifigures in. I guess that's what they're for. And if you notice now, that's it for parts. That's it. Nothing left for bag 9. Now we've got to attach the cars in here. And they go right on this track here. And then we will snap those in place. It's got some nice gliding action there. There you go. Snap those in place. we go. Let's see here. Alright, I think it's supposed to climb up like... Okay, why are we hanging up here? Okay. We'll go up around like that. Let's see here. Alright, just wanted to make sure you didn't have to see it yet because we haven't gotten that far. And that's it, and it shows the robots standing here, and that's what I wanted to see. Then we have all the figures. I may just try to attach our minifigures onto this now. And yeah, so now let's get to where you can see it better. And I'll run through the tracks again here for you. You know what I forgot to do? Turn on the floodlight. I'll have to wait till that video's done before I can do the review because I have no way to... I don't want to unplug this in my battery, you know. So here's your cars here. I'm just going to take my finger and lightly just bring it up here. And then... Not too bad. Now the robot, which is just kind of silly, actually, in my opinion. You could tell a minifigure is supposed to sit in here. So this could be used as a mech or something, but he attaches here. And it doesn't show... Okay, you want to... Here, you can be the first one. It doesn't show where this thing attaches. Like which hole to put him in. Do I put him in the blue one or the red one? I don't think it matters, so you can... Well, let's just tack that in there. Oh, wait, he just sits on there. It doesn't matter. So you can actually have one in red and one in blue. And you can have him sitting like that, too. So he just rests in there, so he's not even fixed to it. Now, if you want, you can change that out and put some other stuff in there, too. Now, I thought, honestly, this was going to spin. This is stationary. This is static. He ain't going anywhere. And, yeah. So now we're going to finish setting up here and start adding our minifigures in here. So, basically, we're going to just do this. I try to copy the book as best I can. And, no, you're going to sit in there. You're going to have fun. You're smiling. Well, guess what? You're not going to be smiling when you're done. Okay, so those don't fall down. And then we have the green hair K-pop guy. We'll put him here by the door so somebody can run out and run into him. Because he deserves that, huh? And I've had my hair that color before. I got this young gentleman here. Oh, he goes in the roller coaster. So his hands are sitting straight up with that grumpy look because the parts are scratched. He's angry because he's being forced to get on the ride. Oh, we're not practicing safety. So what is he doing? He's standing up in here with his hands up. And that's who they have in there is this guy. We have the guy getting the slushie. He's the one that sells them. And it looks like they have him walking, so I'm going to have him walking too. And now, mind you, I'm setting up for the review and thumbnail too. Okay, so he's running, which he shouldn't because he'll trip over those studs. Now, you don't have to do this. When you build it, you can do it any way you want. But for me personally, it looks like she's just kind of staring off into space. Let's put her right here. The thing bad about the long-haired minifigures, I can't turn their heads. Okay, she must be the ticket attendant. And they have her sitting sideways. So how do you do that? Just lift up her leg. And just set her down right there. She can be cattywampus. Somebody's doing a selfie here. make sure that doesn't hit against it because I want to make sure here. And then we have two more we got this thing here. Okay, they show it attached up here, this little drone. I'm just going to set that up there right in that tube, that cross hole. Because I don't want to have to do, when I do the minifigures, I will talk about that. And when we do or I could do it when I'm doing the close-up tour too. And he's actually the DJ, so he's DJ Grim Reaper. We'll throw him up there. And then we'll have him mix the tunes with the loudspeakers. And that's it. We got the Brick Separator with it. And yeah, that's pretty much what it is right there. Yeah. It's big. It's a big set. Now, you know, honestly, it's not portable. But I enjoyed the build. I'm going to say the final score, it's not modular or anything like that. I'm going to say it's probably a 5, you know. Because it is not portable and stuff like that. Okay, we already know we got the Brick Separator. Oh, my video's done. So, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start doing the review. I'm going to stop this thing real quick. So when you notice it'll get brighter in here, I think what I'm going to do when I do the review, I'm going to rotate it like this and see if I can get it all to fit in here. Because now I got to send this video up to YouTube real quick. So if you've ever watched somebody do reviews on YouTube, they don't show you the behind the scenes like I do. I show you what I'm setting up and stuff like that because it's just extra fun. It's just extra commentary if you want my dry sense of humor and stuff. But yeah, it's a nice set. It's really nice. It's big, so this is playable. This is meant to be played with. Well, let me save my work and run another project. I'm going to come back and then we'll do our final assessment. Let's start the review with play value, and as you saw with the tour, there are plenty of things to do. So you got the working roller coaster, you do have access into the interior, and you get several minifigures and plenty of accessories. And in addition, the robot can be detached and you can play with just this alone, or you can do whatever you want with it. So it is a nice set for play value. Now as far as for city drop-in value, not so much. This back piece has been left open. Now if one wanted to, you could just make another piece to kind of wrap around this portion of the track and make it in one whole complete build. So it is possible, provided if you supply your own parts to finish it up. But the Robot World Roller Coaster Park has a lot of good unique pieces, so there's just enough in here to make a small roller coaster. So if one inclined to do so, take this apart and make your own creations. The set does have a nice part selection for just that purpose. For build quality, it's an average to above average. Some of these tracks just feel like they're tacked in. Some of these accessories, at least everything is fixed down, so that's good. But this kind of feels a bit loose. It feels like that's about to fall off. Other than that, though, it is structurally sound. Now, one thing you really cannot do is just pick this thing up and move it. You know, so this is pretty big. You'd have to scoop it up. You wouldn't want to pick it up from here. You have to pick it up from this area here. But the main thing is to put this on sort of a turntable. And the reason being is it's just easier to move it around with something flat. So if you have a piece of wood or a cutting board, you can put this on there and move this around. So this set is not quite portable. Build experience is pretty good. There are some accessories we had to build. This robot thing was kind of boring. I didn't really care much to put that together. I'm already mech'd out of all the other stuff that I put together, but for the most part, once you get to the roller coaster part, that's where the fun begins. So you do a few minifigures and you're doing the robot, I believe, for bags 1 and 2. And yeah, this is a bit on the dry side at the beginning. But the end results are really good. In addition, a brick separator is provided in 2 printed building guides. One sad thing to note is that this set is not modular, so you cannot share the festivities with another builder. It's not meant to be a group build. This is basically just a solo build. So it's not broken down in such a way where 2 or 3 people can construct the set at the same time. Now, for the bad news on this set, and this is where the final score is going to come into play. It's a 5 out of 10. Why such a low score? I'm dinging off just a little bit for stickers. It wasn't too bad. Stickers were evenly spaced out. Some of the accessories do come off, some of the pieces. I've had this thing here fall off. The slushy thing in here comes off sometimes, and this just feels a bit loose. Not too bad. The main thing I'm dinging off here is all the scratched pieces. Until Lego learns to pack the stuff better, I'm going to keep being hard on scores. Like this parabola dish here, scratch. Several of these window pieces were scratched, and some of the bricks. And I'm going hardcore on that now. Lego could have stopped that at any time, so the fault is on them on this one. It just feels like a used set. I've seen used pieces coming in better condition than this. So the set was packed, I'd say, on the below average end of the scale. It was just kind of sloppy. So that's my reasoning why the low score. You know, I just call it as I see it, guys and gals. I know some don't like the blunt honesty on these. Are you willing to spend $99.99 for something that's scratched up? For me personally, I wouldn't. But for the play value, you are getting your money's worth out of the set. It's just I cannot look past the scratched and pitted parts. But honestly though, if you get a set that's in really good shape, this is really nice. The color scheme does flow very well. But I want to know what you think of this set. Let me know in the comments.